A Massachusetts jury has found Brian Walshe guilty of first-degree murder in the death of his wife, Anna Walshe. This case has captivated the public, highlighting the tragic end of a marriage and raising questions about the depths of human behavior. Let's delve into the details of this shocking verdict. Anna Walshe, a 39-year-old mother of three, disappeared on January 1, 2023. While her body has never been found, the evidence presented in court painted a grim picture of her final moments. Brian Walshe had already pleaded guilty to charges of misleading the police and improper disposal of his wife's body, but he maintained his innocence regarding the murder itself. But here's where it gets controversial. The prosecution argued that Brian Walshe meticulously planned and executed the murder, dismembering his wife and disposing of her remains. They presented evidence of internet searches on his devices, including queries like best way to dispose of a body and how long for someone to be missing to inherit. The defense, however, presented a different narrative. They claimed that Anna Walshe's death was sudden and unexplained, and that Brian Walshe, in a state of panic, made poor choices in the aftermath. They argued that the internet searches were made after her death and were a result of shock, not premeditation. The jury deliberated for several hours before reaching their verdict, guilty of first-degree murder. This means they believed the prosecution's argument that the murder was premeditated. Brian Walshe now faces a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. His sentencing is scheduled for Wednesday. And this is the part most people miss. During the trial, the prosecution presented evidence of a troubled marriage. They alleged that Anna Walshe was having an affair and that the couple was experiencing significant stress. The defense, however, insisted that the couple was happy. Evidence presented included surveillance footage of Brian Walshe purchasing tools at a hardware store on January 1, 2023. Items such as a hacksaw, utility knife, and cleaning supplies were purchased with cash. Investigators also found bloodstained items in dumpsters, which were later linked to Anna Walshe through DNA testing. Blood was also found in the basement of the family's rental home. Brian Walshe's defense rested without calling any witnesses. He ultimately chose not to testify in his defense, despite indications that he might. The question now is: what do you think motivated Brian Walshe? Do you believe the evidence supports the verdict, or do you have doubts? Share your thoughts in the comments below.